Then we're going to go over to Chicago. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
6:42 here on the East Coast, and welcome back to Live Now from Fox. Right now, I want to head out to the Peach State of Georgia. In Brookhaven, 6 people were arrested during an anti-ICE protest. Police saying the protesters damaged 3 squad cars as they threw rocks and set off fireworks. Officers using tear gas to disperse the crowd. Right now, we're going to check in with Fox 5 Atlanta's Mark Teichner. He joins us live in Brookhaven with this developing story. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Brookhaven, a suburb of Atlanta, and the police here had found out about this protest, and they contacted the organizers and said everything had to wrap up by 9:30 last night. Well, the organizers agreed, and they actually left at 9 o'clock. It was some remaining stragglers that stayed and ended up in a confrontation with law enforcement.
Now you will be arrested.
Protesters set off fireworks as law enforcement break up an anti-ICE rally in Brookhaven. We watched as officers physically moved a woman from the area. Brookhaven police say in addition to lighting the fireworks, the protesters threw rocks, damaging 3 squad cars by smashing their windows. Police arrested 6 people and used tear gas to disperse the crowd. Earlier, before the time organizers and police agreed the protest would come to an end, the crowd chanted in both English and Spanish, many of them waving Mexican.
Why y'all out here? Why y'all here? Why y'all here? Take that shit where you came from, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. That's why I refuse to learn Spanish. I be conflicted sometimes. I be thinking to myself, do I need to learn Spanish considering that I be traveling across the world or I'm going to other countries and stuff like that? And take that shit back where you came from. You don't see nobody waving no American flag over in Mexico City, do you? Camino, Harero, Ajina Tanapito. Somebody said that's a Mexican, that's an American area. Ain't no Mexican areas here in the United States of America. What y'all talking about? Ain't no Mexican areas. Ain't no Mexican areas in the United. Ain't no such thing as a Mexican area. It's an area that has people that are originally from Mexico that has an origin in Mexico, but there are no Mexican areas in the United States of America. It's an American area that is occupied by illegal migrants that should not be there. What you talking about, man? You know, Mexican areas. You're talking about a Mexican area. You don't get to say, you don't get to claim a plant a flag in a country that never was. What are you talking about? It's a Mexican area. That's an American area that allow for Mexicans to bring out their Spanish and their flags from Amazon that we allow for them to be able to be at. This is not in a Mexican area. This is an American area.
Mexican flags.
They deported my grandpa last night. They raided his house for no reason.
This man, who is a U.S. citizen, came out because after working here for 25 years, his grandfather was just deported.
My people are protesting, and I'm so proud of them because at the end of the day, these people don't know what we're going through, struggling, building houses, cutting everybody's grass, making this.
Man, fuck your grandfather, bro. Your grandfather been over here finessing the American system for a long time. If you want to go and visit him, then go back to Mexico where he at. These people don't know what we're going through. That's not our problem. That's not our problem. That is not our problem. That sounds like a you problem, not a us problem. My grandfather, that mean that he been finessing the system for a long time. You know what we get if we finesse the system for a long time? Jail. Y'all just get to go back home after you done already stole all of the money. We get to go to jail. Jail all day long. I got my own problems.
We do know, according to our partners there at Fox 32 in Chicago, hundreds of people. You can even see this large crowd gathered there have been taking to the streets in downtown Chicago to protest immigration arrests that have been happening all across the country. So while these protests have been mostly nonviolent, earlier today, there were some brief clashes, I should say, between protesters. Police squad cars have also been vandalized. And one instance where a car did appear to actually drive through the crowd amid these rolling street closures as well. So we do have some footage of that happening. Want to put it up on your screen as well so you can see exactly what they're talking about with our partners there at Fox 32. Let's watch.
Jesus.
And you can see it, very scary moments here. This car just driving through this crowd of protesters there in Chicago.
Better get out the way.
So again, this is in response to some of the anti-ICE protests that have been happening all over the country.
Oh, that don't, you see, I interpret that a little bit differently. I interpret this a little bit differently. They said that it was cars that was trying to drive through the people in the protest. See, that's why I got to see the footage for myself. This looked like a person that was trying to get their wife to the hospital so that they could have a baby, and you niggas are standing in the way. You gotta get points. You gotta be points. See, that's what I say. I be driving in the street. This is the game that we play a lot of times. We driving in the street and somebody is acting unruly and they keep on walking. They be slow walking in the street, or they cross on a green light or some shit like that. And people always say, "Oh, the pedestrian has the right of way." And I just say, I look over and I say, you know, I can get like 45 points if I play GTA right now, right? How many points do we get? How many stars do we get on the meter of the police looking for us if I just go ahead and just go through? That don't look like somebody that is trying to crush the protesters. That look like a person that want to make sure that they're not getting their car hit, that people not destroying their property, and you better get the fuck out of the way before you get ran over. I don't have no problem with what I'm seeing right now, unfortunately. Get 5 stars for that, Jamani? No, 3 stars. You get 4 stars from the rip. Ain't nobody trying to be sitting there playing no games with y'all. You're going to keep on standing in front of my car. I don't understand people that stand in front of a car and want to risk it. You know who the person is that's driving on the other side of that? You don't even know them. You don't know what their mindset is. You don't know how frustrated they are. You may become collateral. You may have become collateral damage. Keep on standing in front of my car. This looked like a person, and they hit their car. They hit the back of their car. This looked like a person. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out. Keep messing around and find out. Mess around. This don't look like a person that's doing anything wrong to me.
Response to some of the anti-ICE protests that have been happening all over the country. This one breaking out earlier today.
Get out the way.
In Chicago. We've been watching these shots all day long too there in the Windy City. So close, man.
Better get out the way.
So many people almost being hit by this marine car driving through the crowd.
Yeah, we need that person as a getaway driver. If I ever commit a crime or I ever decide that I'm just so down on my luck and I ain't got nothing else to live for, that person is my getaway driver.
Radically at this point, it seems. This was during some of those rolling road closures in the city as these protests have broken out into the main part of downtown. You can see folks walking up and striking the car as well as it's driving through this group. Seems as though law enforcement officers were also on the ground there, but slowing down. Just
look like an expert driver to me. Look like an expert driver to me. The minute that you slow down is the minute that they start crowding around you. Then we're going to have to start letting something else go. The minute that you slow down is the minute that they start crowding around you. They kept motion. They expertly weaved in and out. They slowed down slightly to give you a warning that I'm going. And guess what? People ain't stupid. They got the hell out of the way.